How y'all doing? I'm Joshua Wiley, and I'm just out strolling, enjoying my Sabbath morning with the Lord. Thought I'd get out, stretch my legs. It's a little nippy out here, and He told me to not forget the series I'm doing on friendship, the key to friendship. So this is, and I said, okay, Lord, well, what part do what do you want me to do? And He immediately brought to mind because I'm doing this whole series between on Mary Magdalene and her relationship with Christ. And he go to Luke 8. If you have your Bibles, go to Luke chapter 8. And it was funny about this part of the story of Mary Magdalene and her relationship with Christ. It's only a verse, like a verse or two, but it's so deep to me. It's so deep to me. And in Luke 8, it mentions how Christ is now teaching, and he has some women who have been cleansed of evil spirits and have been healed of different bodily problems, whatever they had, but they were ministering to him, him and his disciples while they were on the road, while he was traveling and teaching. And it's ironic. I don't think it's no coincidence that he mentions Mary, and that she had been cleansed of 7 devils, 7 demons. Say, Joshua, you know, what does this have to do with friendship, and what's so deep about that? Well, beloved, there's certain keys there. Let's go on and dive into it real quick. There's certain keys there. For one, it showed the mentality of Christ, that he just didn't have people who were holier than thou. He wasn't a holier than thou person, for he had these women who had been cleansed of demons and devils and different sicknesses and illnesses around him, ministering to him. Sometimes when people fall, and I can't stress this enough, and I know personally firsthand, but I can't stress this enough, how in our church today it's like the opposite. It's like if somebody falls, we feel like they're no longer good for ministry. Let me say it again. In the many churches today, not just Adventism, when someone falls, we a lot of times we feel like they're not good enough for ministry anymore. But is it ironic that the people with money, I've noticed firsthand, this is not me talking on opinion, but a lot of the times the doctor or the person with a lot of money in the church is automatically elevated to elder. I kid you not, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not doctors. There's a lot of different people with money, but they're automatically elevated as if money means you're blessed by God, you're special, or you're specially chosen because you have this great profession. But what did Christ say? He said a rich man entering into heaven is like a camel going through the eye of a needle. So what are we really doing in our churches, and who we choose for titles and positions? Because I've personally seen it. I can't stress it enough. The little blue collar worker who works and say is living check to check. Let's say he's picking up trash, and he rides on the back of his trash. But his house is solid. Family loves him to death. Great guy, blue collar, and I've seen him have to fight and struggle for church positions. I wait. I kid you not. I've gotten into it with church boards over this very issue, where people are like, "Oh, Josh, you're trying to force these people in positions," and people would come to me personally like, "Josh, I'm interested in being a deacon," and they would try to make them jump through loops, like just just jump through loops and do obstacle courses just to become a deacon, as when the elder who's a doctor can just speak and he has 18 positions laid at his feet. I kid you not. And it's sad. And so this showed that who was around Christ and his mentality, that here he has this woman who he specifically says she had been cleansed of 7 demons. 7 demons. Do you understand what evil is inside of you when you're truly possessed and have 7 demons? And I mean, but anyway, jealousy could be a demon, gossiping, pride, anger, things of that nature. But I love the way he tells when you really look at it, uh and you connect the dots in the story, Christ tells the complete story relationship of him and Mary from the moment they met to the moment he ascended. But I'm gonna get into that because I'll start getting ahead of myself. But anyway, what else I love about this little part, not only does it shows the mentality of Christ and with us who we should also align ourselves with, not just everybody who's of prestige and who's a popular name and things of that nature. But we should, we always say, let's be Christ-like when we're trying to rebuke somebody or something. But do we take on these Christ-like principles of who we should have around us? Or do we just, we only want the popular, like I said, or the prestige? But I won't go into that again, because beloved, this thought also hit me. What distinct number did Christ say she was delivered of, and how many demons? 7. As Adventists especially, what do we know the number 7 as? The number of completeness. Now follow with me. Could it be Christ is saying that Mary ministered and stayed at Jesus' feet and at his side until she was completely cleansed of all the wickedness in her life? Let me exaggerate. And I'm not exaggerating. Let me expound. Let me expound on it. Because honestly, beloved, I personally have fallen to this, to where, you might be wrestling with one trait in your life, but then and when God delivers you of it, you think you're good. You don't even worry about some of the other bad traits and characteristics in your life. You feel like you're good. Oh, I'm good. I don't drink no more. I don't drink no more. Even though you're still a liar, but I don't drink no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink no more. Even though you don't watch porn, you're still angry and mean to your wife and kids. But I don't watch porn though. I don't watch porn. Mary stayed at Jesus' feet and ministered unto him until she was fully cleansed. Until she was fully cleansed. How many of us even look or desire to be made whole, fully cleansed? Or do we just stop when we get, an inch? I'm telling you, I fall into it. Oh, because I don't have this trait, I'm good. Now I can point the finger at who else, even though I'm still dirty and filthy in other ways in my life. And this reminded me of, if y'all seen listen to my teachings on the sanctuary, when I'm dealing with the 7 branch candlestick, there's that number again. 7 means complete. And I felt like God had showed me, as far as the candlestick was concerned, that you're not a complete light. You're not a true light, or you're not shining bright until you're shining in every area of your life. You say, Josh, what do you mean? It's the same concept. I know many times, people who they're shining bright at work. They bright lights, they telling everybody comes to them about questions about the Bible, and they get certain positions because everybody thinks they're so great and so good. But at home, they're a monster. Their light shines bright at church, but at work, they're a monster. That was me sometimes. That was me. I never forget. I tell y'all, and I don't mind being transparent. I tell y'all, one time I looked around at work, and I said, man, and this is while I was preaching. This is before I got sick with my lungs and all of that, while I was making like 2-3 videos a week on here on YouTube. And I looked around at work, and I was like, man, about 70% of the area, because I was running heavy machinery, and I was like, 70% of the people down here, especially the men, I done had issues with, and I done told, let's step outside. Like real talk, let's go on and, even my supervisor one time, he ain't like me from that day forward. It said something crazy to me because, people don't, they tell, at church I ain't had nobody. I got, sometimes you got those who say something crazy to you. But and this is while I'm preaching and everything, my supervisor said something crazy to me, and I ain't told him. I said, man, let's go on outside real quick. He ain't like me ever since that day, and he ain't come outside with me either. But anyway, I realized for real, it hit me. I said, "Dawg, I'm a light at home. I'm silly. I love smiling, happy. I'm a light at home. I'm a light at church, but I'm a monster at work. A pure monster at work." I'm like, wow. Morning, bro. Hey, man. Oh man, sitting here recording old video for the tool. But but yeah, man. So I'm a light at home. I'm a light at work. I mean at church. But I'm a monster at work. How many of us is the opposite? At work, you're the friendliest person. I've seen this happen so many times, especially with married couples. The husband or the wife are friendly to everybody at work. Like they show compassion. Somebody get on their nerves, they'll just brush it off. Somebody say something slick, they'll brush it off. But let their husband at home or their wife say those same things. Let the husband or the wife say the same things. It's crucial. At work, they bright lights, compassionate, loving, but let the kids do something they ain't supposed to do at home. Oh, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. So back to the point. Back to the point. So when we look at that number 7, I was like, wow, Lord, could it be you're saying that Mary also, when we look at it spiritually, that Mary was not gonna leave Christ's side until she was complete in every area, until she was cleansed in every area, from her tongue to the things she watched, to what she brought in her body, to her diet, to the things she thought about, to her bad habits, to her personality, to her character traits. I mean, there's so many areas that we need cleansing, and many times we just focus on, we like to brush under the rug certain areas, but this area is all right. This area ain't too bad, but this area all right. But that area is horrible. Now, are you seeking to be fully cleansed? One of the saddest stories to me, when I look at the Bible, I was thinking about this the other day, was when Christ healed, I believe it was the 10 men and only one came back. I believe only 1 or 2 came back. See, there I go. But only one came back to say thank you. I just thought I'd interject that, because that's one of them. It's like, wow, how many of us do that? I tell you, I've done it myself. God will help me with my smoking weed or my drinking, and I wouldn't even show I was grateful in my life as far as saying thank you. The best way to say thank you to the Lord is to come to Him and say, Lord, how can I allow you to use me? Can I be your vessel? You can go on to you. That's the best way to say thankful. How many of us have been healed of infirmities or bad traits and things of that nature, but we're still not willing to say thank you? We're still not willing to be used, And so when I look at Mary, here she's ministering to Christ in Luke chapter 8, if y'all forgot, here she's ministering to Christ because she's also grateful. She's like, I'm so happy that you cleansed me, that you made me whole, that I don't want to leave your side, and I want to minister unto you and your disciples. Any way that I can be used, Lord, use me. I've learned that's the best way to say thankful. To say thank you. That's the best way to say thank you. So as you go about your week, look at your life and say, Lord, well, show me. And He'll show you. When you say, Lord, show me the areas that I need to be cleansed in. Show me where all my demons lie. He'll show you. He'll show you. And He'll help cleanse you. All right, y'all. I'm about to finish my walk, do a little bit more studying, and then go to church and fellowship. I love Sabbath school. I got to get there for Sabbath school, because to me, that's, I gather my manna all week. I gather my manna all week. Some people say they go for a good sermon, And that's cool. I get something from any sermon. The elder can stand up and read from the Review and Herald, and I'll find a blessing out of it. I truly will. And I love it. Won't complain because I've gathered my manna all week. And I love going to church just to share. I think that's why he says gather double on Friday, so you can go to church to share. I'm gonna go finish, I'm gonna go finish getting ready to go share. I love Sabbath school where we can all participate and hear each other's opinion and the discussions and things of that nature. That's my time at church. I just thought I'd show that in there. But, to reiterate what the video is about, beloved, or did you just come to God just to help you with your gossiping or a certain thing in your life and then walk away? Or are you staying at his feet until you're cleansed in every area? Just like the 7-branch candlestick, you're not a light until you're shining in every area of your life. Then you are complete. Is that why it's 7 branches? Is that why she was cleansed of 7 demons? She stayed at the feet of Christ until she was completely cleansed. Completely cleansed. And don't forget the lesson of Christ. For he just didn't have the popular and the rich around him. He had the downtrodden, those who had been through some stuff, those who knew how it felt to be forgotten, to be left alone. He had those who really appreciated him and who really needed him around him. We should do the same. We should do the same. We shouldn't shun everybody because they've had a hard life or they've done some things in their life. We can do that. We can do that. And sometimes, it's in man to only want to be around the popular people. Oh yeah, that's my guy over there. That's my guy. But like I say, the little person who probably had a hard life, been to prison or ex-prostitute or one of those. Do we love bragging that that's your guy or that's your girl? Do we do that? The little girl who got 6 kids, 5 different baby daddies. Do we love bragging for the fact that that's your best friend? That's one of your closest friends. And do you have her over? Do you invite them over? The guy who used to be on meth probably just works at the little convenience store now or might not even be working at all. Do we invite him over for potluck and things of that nature to become good friends with? Or do we only rush to the doctors, to the lawyers, to those such and such? Y'all have a good one. Take care.